ready for trial, with the exception of for candor to the court and the benefit of the state and fairness to the state. On August 19th, our office retained the services of Dr. Robert Schaefer, who is a forensic neurologist, neuropsychologist, to evaluate Ms. Patrick. He shortly thereafter, we retained him, did an initial visit with her, and then several more. There were some records that we were seeking to obtain. All in all, he's completed the evaluation, but he has not given me a formal written report. I think in all fairness to the state, after I turn over that report, I have served them with notice and with his CV, so they know that it's coming. In all fairness to them, I think that they should be able to review the report and decide if they agree with it or have some challenges to it, and be able to, in their own discretion, hire their own expert to combat what we are going to put forward and all of that stuff. And so, Your Honor, we're ready, but just wanted to let the court know that that is something that I expect the week after Christmas. If we're starting on January 5th, I don't see where that presents the state enough time to garner an expert or figure out what they're going to do with that report. But I did want to be in candor with the court and in fairness with the state.
Thank you. State, what's your name?
Thank you, Judge. That's correct. I've spoken with the defense in this matter, and at this point, the state's announcement is ready, pending that evaluation report. If the state does review that report when it comes in, then that might change the state's announcement of whether we would need more time to acquire an expert. But at this point, the state is announcing ready, and in the future, we can address that matter if it becomes a problem.
And in addition, Your Honor, and the court is aware, there are still some outstanding motions. So I guess my announcement is ready, subject to motions.
I want to say that I'm very pleased that the dedication that both state and defense have placed in this case. I know, as well as anybody who's familiar with the court system, I put a very rigorous time schedule on this case. And both of you, both state and defense, have gone above and beyond to accommodate that. And I know that's not easy. On the day that I originally set this, I said outside of some discovery issues that may come up, this case will stay on. And y'all were kind enough to have multiple conference calls with my office. We've had multiple discussions about this case throughout the past few months, making sure that everything stayed on track. And so I greatly appreciate that effort. So my understanding is that both sides are ready, with the understanding that that could all change once this report comes in. Once this report comes in, depending on what it says, defense, you believe that in order for the state to be properly prepared, they may need more time.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And state, you're agreeing that in order for you to be prepared, depending on what this report says, you may need more time.
That's correct.
And so I will not know whether or not I need to continue this case out of an obligation of fairness and justice until probably just a few days prior to this case coming to court. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, Judge.
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
The only issue that develops is that I know that each of you have witness lists. And there's expenses that usually go out with witnesses and scheduling experts that y'all both have. Is this how you wish me to proceed? Because right now, you're going to have to go in as we're fully ready, which I think we are, outside of this report, which is no one's fault, that it's going to come in where it is. Sometimes that's just discovery. Is that where y'all want to be?
Judge, I believe it's the position of the state. That's where we want to be at this point. We are already subject to that evaluation, and whether we would need an expert to combat that or not is unknown at this time.
Okay.
We'll be ready, Your Honor.
All right. Then we'll set it down for the case is set for January 5th. We will proceed on schedule. If something comes up, I believe both of you know that I'm very accommodating to a conference call. You don't need to contact my office and let me know